Hi everyone, and thanks for joining us here on Radull Live. Before we get into today's conversation, keep in mind that the Betika mega jackpot now is at 200 million shillings. Yes, it costs you just 49 shillings to place your bet on those 17 matches, and we have bonuses as well. So go to betika.com, and then when you win, let's be friends. Amaje. But today I'm talking to another friend, somebody we are accepting in the world of sports because I believe it is a sport. Join me in welcoming Benard Wanjala, who is an official of the Chess Federation, immediate former vice president of Africa Chess. And you have to tell me what a Chess Federation councillor is. But first and foremost, Benard, karibu. Is chess a sport?
Asante, a very serious sport, I can say. Yeah, you know, the general assessment of a sport is having a structured leadership, having a structured competition, and of course, how it celebrates their best players. And of course, in legal framework, we have legal, structures, how it's identified. And it's among the sports actually which should be, recognized by Olympics.
Chess needs to be recognized by Olympics. I know people think that if you're playing a sport, you have to sweat. And I had the same conversation a couple of weeks ago with the guys of esports, because people are saying they just sit and do this. But it's a sport. It's a sport, it's competition, and it's using your brain. Yeah, so I respect that. What does it mean to be a World Chess Federation councillor in terms of your position?
Wow. Yeah, we normally have commissions in World Chess Federations, and in those ones we normally have the 4 senior most in the commission to help, every commission is formed with a particular need, and the 4 actually are the core members that, drives the vision of that particular commission.
Okay.
And I'm one of the councillor in social commission.
What does the chess space in Kenya look like? Because I got an inbox the other day of someone saying my son is in the under-13 competition. I want you to manage him as a professional. I told him it's not what I do, but it's interesting to note that it's played by a lot of children. What does the whole chess space in Kenya look like?
Chess is structured into 3 segments. The one is the junior that you have just mentioned. We have senior tournaments. And also we have the National League.
There's a league?
It is very vibrant, yes. It's one among the top leagues in the country. We normally organize ourselves in line with the Sports Act, which requires us to have presence in entirely all the continent, all the country, and all the counties. And as you have rightfully said, our qualifier system is structured in such a way that we select you from the county level, coming all the way to the nation, then we form the national team that represent Kenya in the international arena.
And I understand we do quite well.
Yeah.
What are some of the competitions we've sent a team to?
Like this year alone, we have had Africa Youth, which was held in Zambia. We sent 24 players. We have had World Schools, which was held in Panama. We sent 3 players. And we have had World Youth, which is ongoing actually. It ended just the other day in Batumi, Georgia. We also had representation. Then we had the biggest, the World Olympiad, which actually comprises which attracted about 180 countries in participation. That means there is a global sport.
It's a global sport, yes.
And Kenya was represented. Actually, our athlete missed voting. You can imagine, the level of patriotism. Because the games were ending the day we were voting.
Oh no!
But you know what? They came back with a gold.
They came back with gold?
Yes, yes.
Olympiad, I'm assuming, is the Olympics of chess.
Yes. We normally have the main winner and the category winner. So they won the category winner and we are celebrating them.
Who's that? What's his name? Let's mention him and celebrate him.
It's a team of 4 players.
Okay.
Yeah. So we normally have 5 players, 1 reserve and 4 players. Olympic, that's how the Olympics is, chess Olympiad is organized. A team of 5 players.
So when it's 5 players, so you have four play against another country.
Another country.
4 players of another country,
yes, yeah.
and you all have to get points, or how does it work?
We have 4 boats, and in each boat you win either 1 point. If you draw, you get a half a point, and if you lose, you get 0 point. So you accumulate that at the end of the game, and you give a team a score. And
in one of the categories we got gold.
Yes, yes, we get gold.
And we don't even know.
Yeah, we mentioned, I think, as you have said again, we have not been so popular in the mainstream media. Yeah, but we speak about it. And your platform like this one really help us to improve the and I hope literacy.
I hope we can do more. So when you're recruiting people to play chess, because most people, I grew up playing chess. I know how to play chess. I'm not any good, don't challenge me. But it's one of those things like maybe swimming that people just know, and then but you don't do it competitively. Yeah. How is the training and growth process in Kenya done? Because if people are playing under 13, is it the parents who are doing it? Is it in schools? Yeah. Is it in clubs?
We have come a long way. Just for information, chess was started here many years back, but the federation was formed formally in 1976. Yeah, so we are not so many years old.
I was born.
And and during that time, it was only at a senior most. Most people who are playing were expatriates. Locally, we didn't have players, but along the way, we introduced them to players. Myself, I became active about 2004. That's when I developed the interest now to be serious as a chess player. And during that time, still, the play was at the senior level. And even the team were comprised of most players who are not Kenyan, but they really supported to grow the sports. So from there we picked up to introduce chess in school-going children, because any sport for you to grow, you must invest in the junior development.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So our biggest focus has been in junior, but we have evolved at least to also have major programs that support all the way from junior to the seniors. When I came in as a president in 2016, we had a tournament of about 120 kids, but majorly it was a Nairobi sport. So the biggest challenge was for me to see how can I work with my colleagues to expand the sports to the grassroots. And as I have mentioned before, our goal was to have it a countrywide, even the selection and how it's played. And it has worked. We did a lot of work. Of course, we have worked with many chess lovers. And right now, every part of the country, except in southern part of northeast. But right now, if you go everywhere, at least we have a school or a club there. Yeah.
And what does it take to introduce it to a school? Because it's not ordinarily in the it's not in the curriculum.
Yes.
So you have to train trainers as well.
Yes, yes. It has been a tough job. Of course, there are 2 levels. We really wanted to introduce it. First of all, to be incorporated to the mainstream competition, the same way you see football, basketball have school games. The second level was when KICD was revising the curriculum to have the competence-based curriculum. We also presented a memorandum because from our analysis, many countries have made chess to be part of the curriculum. Because if you want to develop a country of thinkers, critical thinkers, chess is one of the sports that research have demonstrated that it has capacity to help the children grow that aspect very early in their age. Yes. Discipline. I wish you come in one of our tournaments. You see an 8-year-old or a 5-year-old or 6-year-old thinking and, coming up with a creative way to win a game and how composed they are. It just tells you some of the skills that our players gain.
Has it managed to branch out to wananchi, so to speak? Because it is also one of those sports.
Yes.
Because a board is not cheap.
Yes. Coincidentally, it's not expensive.
Mm-hmm.
It's not expensive. Football ball is about 3,000. A chessboard is 1,000. And we had also some of the supporters who were able to import the equipment. They were selling them at lower than 1,000. Mm-hmm. So it's very, very affordable. In fact, it's the cheapest sport, if you ask me.
Well, no, relatively. Remember, that ball of 3,000 is for 22 players or more who are using the one ball. But I understand what you mean.
Yeah.
That if you really want to play, it is something you can invest in.
Yeah.
I think every school in this country should be able to invest in it.
Yeah.
So as the federation, because you were, and I'm assuming you still are part of the federation.
Yeah.
Are you reaching out to all schools?
Yes.
That's the intention.
Yeah. So the first part, when KICD didn't consider, we went to Senate. Mm-hmm. And the matter was debated for quite several days. Mm-hmm. I think it's online if you want to hear some of these discussions. And all the stakeholders were called, the Ministry of Education, KICD, and of course TSC. And one of the challenges that we were given is to demonstrate that we have enough teachers to teach in our schools. And really that one caught us off guard because we have not, developed the program or taught teachers how, they can be able to teach in a class. Yeah. So it was a good challenge to us, and we are discussing with the World Chess Federation to see how we can be able to support teacher training.
To train trainers, because that's as important.
Yeah. But right now we have over 200 trainers, full-time coaches who go around the school. We support them. They go around to schools to introduce chess. But the only challenge we have is majority are within Nairobi. So we are trying to train others in the grassroots. That's why you can see we have a lot of training going on. We have some in Mombasa, Kisii, and all the way to even Pokot. We also have a very big chess program in Kakuma Refugee, where we have over 3,000 kids being trained on chess, the refugee.
In Kakuma?
Yes.
That's on the northwest border,
yes,
near Sudan, near South Sudan.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. I actually want us to take a break. When we come back, I want you to tell us more about that refugee program, chess in slums, chess in prisons, and things like that. And then, of course, what it takes to get you recognized and to also get funding probably from the government, because I'm assuming the government doesn't step in yet. So let's take a quick break. We'll be back in a moment. Welcome back. Remember, 200 million shillings to be won every weekend, yes, on the mega jackpot with Betika. All you need to do is go to betika.com, download the app, and remember, it's only 49 shillings and 17 matches that you are predicting. So good luck. Of course, bonuses for getting most of those matches right. We are here with Benard Wanjala, an official of it's called Kenya Chess Federation.
Yes, yeah.
Kenya Chess Federation. He has already told us how chess is a sport, and I am sold. I am respectful of the fact that chess is a sport, and the fact that Kenya is actually going for world championships and doing well. Yeah. Something we don't even know, we don't even recognize. I think we're so focused on football, rugby, athletics, and we have these other smaller sports in quotes where we are actually doing well. But you were telling me about the junior program and the schools program earlier. How does that then weigh into the senior program?
Yeah, we normally have a follow-up program, and after we have done what we have done in the junior, we have to create programs that creates hope to these kids. Mm-hmm. They see a clear path on where chess can take them. And we have 4 pillars, of course, at a federation level that we focus on. The first one is empowerment. Mm-hmm. As any other sport, we are dealing with youth who are highly affected in employment and other things. So we look at how do we empower, because when you see an athlete go and win 5 million or more, when he comes back, he's celebrated at home.
Yes.
How is chess champion are celebrated back at home? So that's a very critical thing, and that means we have to have an impact to that particular players. And when I came in, we were not so keen on that. What we did a lot of groundwork. We mobilized sponsors, and we revised our prize fund. When I came in, a winner will walk away with 10,000, 15,000, and they couldn't be celebrated.
Yeah. So
when I came in, we changed the prize fund. We went to 100,000, and for the last 3 years, we have been giving a car. A winner drive away with a car. And,
of the league?
Yeah, yes. No. The national champion.
Oh, the national championship.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So when kids see a national champion being awarded a car, they say, wow, I want to be like that.
I want to
be
get
a
involved.
Champion. Yes, and it creates more interest. And we have seen also impact. The winners come from very humble background, and it changes the things at the family level. You know, you can start an Uber business, you can do. And even other prices. From our car, we give about 300,000, 400,000. And it touches me when I visit one of my players, he tells me, oh, I have started a poultry farming, and this is the money I won from chess. So to me, I feel as a sport, we have impacted the sport. And of course, the second pillar is international exposure. Mm-hmm. We take players not less than 4 times in a year. Mm-hmm. We have so many international events that we have to expose our players, because for us to match the world, we have to support them and compete with the world best. So we have been doing very well. The government under the outgoing minister, Dr. Amina, has been great. And like in the past where they were just supporting the peak sports, mm-hmm. This time they have been supporting also the small sport.
So you get some support in terms of what flights, accommodation.
Yeah. Last year we had a lot of international events, and the ministry supported.
Oh, it's good to hear.
Yes, yeah. I think the Sports Act, when it came, but you know, you must have a goodwill. Mm-hmm. And that's why we normally say, I think the outgoing minister did a great job to ensure that there is equality. There is no big sport, there is no small sport. We were equally treated, and we are hoping that even the incoming minister will propagate. He's a sportsman, he has been there before. We have a lot of expectation from him.
Ababu, are you listening?
Yes. Yeah.
How do you, apart from because I'm assuming the government comes in at a national level, how do you fund the activities then at league and youth level? Yeah. And giving those cars, it can't be cheap?
We have other sponsors, like Kenya Commercial Bank, KCB, has been one of our biggest sponsors.
Oh, fantastic.
And they have one of the biggest, league team. Mm-hmm. Yes.
They have a team in the league?
Yes.
Oh.
We also have Equity Bank. Equibank also have been the champions 3 years, and they have supported us in very many ways. And other sponsors who have been with us whenever there is a need.
So you don't have a sponsorship problem?
Money can never be enough.
Money can never be
look
enough.
at the programs
Yes.
that we have, it can
Yes.
never be enough. But I must say we have been very, very gracious to get a number of supporters who believe in us.
That's excellent. You have programs where you take chess to the slums, chess to the prisons. Tell me about that.
Yeah. Now, me being a councillor at the Social Commission, Social Commission looks at reaching out to disadvantaged, to those vulnerable, and those who live in difficult situation. And for this, we normally look at chess in slums. We have been going to Mukuru Wanjala, and I can tell you a story. I have testimony that any sport, when you do something, you can impact that kid in a positive way, however small it is. We went there, we got kids who are playing, and I can tell you 2 of the players have testimony what chess can do. We have one, we call him Isaiah. When one of the grandmaster visited Kenya, he saw him with the talent. And when he visited Mukuru, he was really touched that this kid is so talented, but the difficult situation will never allow him to be a champion. And he moved them out of the slum. He's the one paying the school fees in high school. He's in Mangu because he's a top guy. We also have Sarah. Sarah was also, struggling under the care of the grandmaster. There was no food, there was nothing. And when the story was aired about her plight, a sponsor came all the way from US. And she had been sponsored. She's now in Moi Girls. And the grandmaster actually have been bought land to build and help this girl realize the dream to be the chess champion and something. So these are the stories that have come out from the programs that we had in Mukuru Wanjala. And we have replicated the same in Kibera, and it's going out. We also have chess in Kakuma, refugee. Living in refugee is quite difficult.
It is, yes.
And it can really, really hurt the life of the child. And we felt we have to be part of the story. And the World Chess Federation actually invested over 10 million program there. It has been running for the last 6 months. And I think it's one of the biggest projects we have had for the last 6 months.
That's
and when I went there and I see the impact, the child coming to play out his life, the little contribution that we make, it goes a long way to support very many families there.
And the children can see it as a way out of poverty,
yes,
a way out of
yeah.
what the life I've been dealt.
Yes. And some of them have actually come from, difficult areas in South Sudan. Some of them, we took them to come and participate in a tournament in Nairobi, and they could see the building and say, wow, there is life here. They are used in a difficult life in
the camps.
And also where they came from. And now when they come to Nairobi and see how life is, it just creates a hope in
them. And the program in prisons, how is that going?
Yeah, we also started just in prisons, and it's a discussion that we are having with the leadership of prisons. Last time the World Chess Federation president came here, we met the commissioner, and we have not been given a leeway or a green light to undertake the program. But other countries have moved on. As we speak, we have a championship that is ongoing. And our vision is to create something for them, because rather than sitting idle, they can use chess as a pastime. And we will also want to create them as a way of even interacting with the family. You can imagine you are in prison. We create an online platform where you play your kid, something that add value to them.
And can help in rehabilitation as well.
Yes, yeah.
Because I was at committee the other day, I think in August, for a football match with the young girls at the young girls institution. And the warden there was saying how sports in general is being used to rehabilitate the prisoners, and it's really working because it's teaching them to think differently, to focus, to work hard, to dream, you know, because a lot of prisoners are hopeless, and just because you're in prison, it doesn't mean that's your life forever. You can actually turn things around. It would be great if we could get chess.
And chess is the best because you don't need to go out.
You don't need space.
Yeah, you don't need
You can
space.
do it here.
Yes, and it propagates positive thinking. And you can play someone outside. You don't need to be there. Yes, online, because we have that. You can facilitate that. And when you come out, it becomes one of the items that you can pick up life. Now that we are making chess to be the biggest industry, he can be able to use it to pick up his life after prison.
Finally, because we need to wrap up now, what are your hopes and dreams for chess in Kenya and in the region?
Our dream is to see chess to be one of the biggest sports in the country. We have also created literacy. By the way, before we come for Nationals Youth, we normally have over 10,000 kids participating at regional.
Really? 10,000?
Yes. Because for us, we normally go around all the county. Like Kitale, they have their region, and you get like 600 kids. They have come to compete to be selected to go for the Nationals. You go to Kisii, and sometimes we are overwhelmed. And I have to thank Kenya Academy of Sports because they have been helping us. You get the demand of chess sport we can't meet because we have several regions conducting, and kids are coming out in big numbers. They just want to have fun. So for us, we are looking forward chess to be one of the biggest sport in the country. And if our sponsor have not decided which sport to support, chess is one of the biggest things. It's the next big thing actually in the country.
And I'm glad we're having this interview, because now we just need to, it's not that you're not amongst the biggest, it's that nobody talks about you. And I think we need to change that. We need to change that, and I hope this is a good start for you here on Radull Live. But we talk more about chess and update us on what's happening, so that even when we're not doing an interview, I can be posting about it on my platforms.
Like this month we have a tournament in Mombasa.
We have a tournament in Mombasa
in
October.
Yes, October. And also the same tournament will have the junior championship. We'll be selecting players to represent Kenya in Algeria from 26th to 4th. So it's a big thing. We are always on the move.
Benard Wanjala, I'm so glad you came here today. I've actually learnt about the chess. I didn't realize it was this vibrant. I didn't realize it was this vibrant. But I just want to say well done in what you do. Let us know how we can support you more. We will do that. I don't have money to give. I have a very big mouth to talk. So, but thank you for coming on Radull Live today. And I wish you the best.
Thank you very much.
And we'll see you next time. Guys, I hope you've learned something about the chess space. I want to challenge you. If you're an amateur, I'm not challenging any professionals. I want to play against amateurs and refresh my skills in chess. But it's worth thinking about another sport, not just football, rugby, and athletics. So thank you guys for watching Radull Live this week. We'll see you again next week. Bye-bye. Thank you, Benard, for coming.
Thank you.